everybody, it's Ian Beaver with Guaranteed Rate. Hope you're doing well. Happy May. Congratulations to all our graduates this year. Good luck in your future vocations, whatever they may be. You should be in pretty good shape to land whatever job you're looking for. Unemployment remains crazy low at 3.4%. So for now, you're in great shape. It's hard to believe that unemployment is this low, but it is. I don't know how long it'll be this low. We do expect it to possibly bump up in the months to come with a possible recession. But for now, at this moment, you are in great shape. Inflation is also showing improvement. The CPI numbers just came in for April, and we were down 0.1%. Every little bit helps. We're down to 4.9% in rate of inflation per the April CPI numbers that we just received a couple weeks ago in early May. So that was down from 5% in March. So baby steps forward. I put together the first chart that you're going to see in the email below, comparing consumer price index over the last 10 years to the 10-year U.S. Treasury bond over the last 10 years, to the average 30-year fixed interest rate over the last 10 years, and to the unemployment rate over the last 10 years. So you can kind of see the unemployment rate has been trending downwards. That was up until obviously pandemic in 2020, March of 2020, that spiked way up. Obviously hotels closed, travel was shut down, restaurants were essentially shut down. We all know what happened. So you'll see that spike, and we all know what that was. So since then, we seem to have settled back down again, picked up right where we left off pre-pandemic, and even improved on those numbers somewhat. So a lot of people do expect those numbers, the unemployment numbers, to increase with the recession later this year. Obviously, we wish everybody well, hope nobody loses their jobs, but if that recession does come, that should bring down interest rates further. Even without a recession, we do believe that the Fed should generally be done hiking interest rates. And these increases to interest rates, if you follow this chart, the relationship between the 10-year U.S. Treasury bond and the 30-year fixed interest rate has traditionally been about 1.75%, 1.74, 1.75%. And we discussed this before. We've compared these two over the last 50 years. That was up until about March of 2022, when the Fed rapidly started raising interest rates, or the federal funds rate, and that increased that spread, increased that margin between the two. So now that the Fed should be settling down a little bit, even without any cuts to the federal funds rate, which a lot of people do expect later this year, mortgage interest rates should still improve as that gap between the 10-year U.S. Treasury bond and the 30-year fixed interest rate narrows again. So right now it's about a 0.2 wide, about 1% too wide. As it comes back to normal, interest rates should improve basically by a percentage. So we're sitting mid to upper sixes, just kind of depends what program you're looking at. We could see rates in the high fives, maybe even mid fives by year end. So we'll see what happens. And I'm not the only one optimistic about this. So we have also seen, as the interest rates have increased, as unemployment was crazy low, labor costs are up, building material costs are up due to inflation, lumber, etc. Borrowing money for national builders is extremely expensive because, again, interest rates are skyrocketing. So they were building less. The number of permits in 2022 from 2021 was down about 2%. And then, about 4% down. And then permits a year later in 2023 were down about 23% from last year. So keep in mind that this is permits pulled. So this is national builders typically looking to forecast what's happening to the housing market and what's happening to their costs over the next 12 to 18 months. Because keep in mind, when you're going to build a house or a multi-unit building, apartment building, condos, townhomes, whatever you're building, That's typically not built overnight. So you have to look several months out, year or more out, to kind of see what's down the road. So the fact that from March to April, we saw a 2.2 increase. That's a huge increase. That's 2.2% in just 1 month. Certainly a great sign for the housing market. Certainly an indication that others are projecting greener pastures to come. So thought that was good news. Last thing I wanted to check on or just touch base on was the fact that many of you are sitting on, and hopefully all of you had the opportunity to refinance during that pandemic when rates were crazy low, down to the threes, mid threes, maybe even below 3 if you got a shorter term loan, and you're enjoying those rates, and that's fantastic. Please keep enjoying those rates. Those rates were as low as we've ever seen. So certainly great rates. However, one trend that we're noticing in the U.S. economy, and Barry Habib has recently spoken to us at Guaranteed Rate about this very situation. The average balance of savings accounts is dropping drastically. There's no more stimulus checks coming. Our savings accounts are shrinking. At the same time, our credit card debt is growing considerably. And not just the balances on that credit card debt, but the interest rate on those credit card debts. We've seen mortgage interest rates go from 3s to 6s. Last November, we were up to 7s. And now credit cards are going from high teens, 17, 18% to mid 20s, maybe 26, 27% in some cases. So keep an eye on that. If you're rolling credit card debt from month to month, if you're keeping a balance, if it's something small and manageable, something short term, you should be fine. If it's something that is growing and something you think might be snowballing, we want to address that sooner rather than later. Maybe we take out a home equity line of credit. If you've already got a home equity line of credit, if you've got car loans, and car loans obviously are becoming more expensive as well, we may look at as crazy as it sounds, getting a new loan, getting a new mortgage, and taking a rate in the 6s, even if it's short term, even if you're taking a rate in the 6s for 6 months, 12 months, it might make sense. You got to look at your total debt. And this isn't everybody. A lot of you are in great shape. God bless. Please make your cup continue to overflow. But for those of us that cups are a little bit empty, give me a call. Shoot me an email. Please reach out. I'd love to talk to you. Love to look at your situation. Maybe we can come up with a plan and just make sure that your average cost of debt should be below 7%, should be probably below 6.5%. And if it's not, please give me a ring. Chances are you've got a lot of equity in your house, and keep in mind that mortgage debt is the cheapest money you can borrow. It is a secured loan. It is secured by an appreciating asset, being your real estate, your house. So it's the safest investment a bank can make in you, and it's the cheapest money you can borrow. So please reach out. Love to help. Love to run some numbers. Even if you think you're in good shape, you want to reach out. Let's just make sure you're in good shape. But look forward to hearing from you. Please reach out if there's any other concerns, questions. I'd love to help all of you. Have a great summer, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great day.